Tamara Shoemaker, who has many hats. One of them is she's the founder of the Cyber Patriot in Michigan. And so let's start with that, Tamara. I don't want to mess that up. I know it pretty well, but you know it better. So why don't you explain what Cyber Patriot is?
Sure. So Cyber Patriot is this Michigan Cyber Patriot program that I have founded so that we could increase the amount of people playing in this competition. So it's a middle school and high school competition. You have 2 to 5 players. They have a season from October until March. All of it is virtual until they go to finals, and then the top 28 teams are flown into finals in Baltimore at no fee to go head to head and compete. And then we start all over again, and we sign up for the next year, and we have summer camps in the summer, and then we do go to competition in the fall. So it's a pretty exciting way of getting some hands-on experience and some really good cyber basics into the hands of our middle school and our high school kids. There's
And
also
even old people like me, right?
Absolutely. We also have a K through 5 where they get 3 free games that they can play, so they learn cyber awareness. And then for our senior citizens, we also have a senior citizens program, CyberGen, that takes care of our senior citizens and helps them get through it. And they can do that in 3 different ways. They can do it self-help by just going on the website and going through the modules. We can have our Cyber Patriot kids teach them. They go to senior citizen homes and libraries and do a teaching, or they can you can also get certified to become a teacher of this awareness training for our greatest generation, our older folks that are struggling with connectivity on the internet. So all of that program is there. We have a book series as well for the small kids. So there's an awful lot of things that are going on that get kids, like I said, the hands-on, the real life, hands-on trial by fire competition that lasts more than a day. It lasts an entire season. So it's why we were so excited about getting involved in this 9 years ago.
Speaking of manuals, I know from last summer when you, I think, published it, a teaching manual for teachers that want to teach cybersecurity. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
So it's our book. So it's our handbook. So we came together, my husband and his writing partner, we came together to try to get more resources in the hands of the teachers in the state of Michigan and across the country. One of the things that I found out when going through the state and working with teachers and superintendents and school boards and all that kind of good stuff is when you really get down to it, the teachers were having a difficult time having enough resources to be able to teach cyber and to understand cyber. And so what we did was we wanted to make very easy to understand, digest sort of the great, cybersecurity, take all the scariness out of it and make it understandable for our teachers so that they weren't so nervous about going ahead and jumping in and starting to incorporate that into their daily lessons. Name of our book, Teaching Cyber Patriot, I'm getting my cybers together. Teaching Cybersecurity, a handbook for teaching cybersecurity, body and knowledge in the conventional classroom. And so we made sure that we are in align with the higher education guidelines for teaching cybersecurity, and that we make sure that that pathway then works down into the middle school and high school. So they're teaching what they're teaching, will build on each other, and then finally, as we get them into the higher education, we can finish them off, and they can get out there and start protecting our infrastructure.
And the reason that you and your husband wrote this book is?
So there just isn't enough resources out there for teachers. And also we wanted to make sure that they understood not only what to teach, but at what depth, so that it wasn't just a hodgepodge. So I go across the state and talk to a lot of teachers, and although they're being bombarded with a lot of right now, they weren't 9 years ago, but right now they're suddenly getting bombarded with a lot of curriculum and courseware that's been put together for them for a low price of something outrageous. And so it's really the only thing that they can grab their hands and get their arms around, but no one has the budget for that either, or the understanding about, well, what's the good one, right? There's a ton of them out there now suddenly, and they don't know which is the right one to choose. And so by sticking to a guideline that higher education uses, and they will be able to discern what's a good program, what's not, by being able to just take a look at this little handbook. It's under 200, it's just 200 pages, chock full of resources, and it's easy to understand. So the whole point was to get these resources in their hands just as quick as I could.
Okay. And so I think it was last week, maybe the week before, you went to a big cybersecurity conference. Talk about that.
I did. So I'm so excited about this conference. So once a year, NIST, so our National Institute of Standards and Technology for the government, came together. They come once a year, and NICE is our the institute's framework for cybersecurity employees. So it has all the categories. So they come together and they put together a K through 12 conference. And so it's just amazing for me because it's all like-minded people in one place. So we had over around 500 folks running around, and we were talking about middle school kids, high school kids, middle school and high school teachers, government folks, industry folks, higher education folks, all there for one purpose, and that's to get resources in the hands of these teachers so they can come away from this 3-day conference and feel confident about teaching cybersecurity. So these are all the innovators across the country, right, that are coming in. We had one teacher from Michigan, so I was pretty excited to see her. She's also one of my Cyber Patriot coaches, so it was good to see her out there in Arizona. And we spent 3 days of being able to swap stories about what everyone is doing across the country, things that can be repeatable maybe here in the state of Michigan. I got a ton of ideas from the conference, but I was also able to sell the book. So I bought a ton of books, with my author's discount, and showed up at the conference and got the book in a lot of hands across the country. So, you and I talk once a month about the things that are going on, and some of the people that follow what's going on LinkedIn and that kind of stuff on my stuff. Local folks know what's going on as far as the fact that this resource is available, but nationally not quite so much, right? So we got a big bang for our buck here attending this. And again, it's just so does my heart good because I'm with all those teachers that are out there trying to they're in the wilderness alone, right? They're when they're at school and they're in their home field, and they're the teacher who's trying to make sure that cybersecurity is taught in the class. But when they come here, it's all the teachers that are trying to do that, and all of the people who are trying to help them all in one place. So it's just a good feeling. It's really great. They have this amazing thing where they have a signing bonus, where they have a big, huge pep rally where there was a band and mascots and the whole 9 yards for kids that were signing internships for the week for the summer before they went off to college. So that was really impressive. It was really, really a lot of energy in the room. So it helps for all those of us in the trenches working, right, to get recharged.
And how are book sales doing right now?
Well, much to my husband's chagrin, they're doing a whole lot better than any of his other books that are selling.
Uh-oh. So Dan's not really upset with you then, right?
Well, that takes the sting out of it a little bit, since I, kind of forced him into doing this. It was a little bit of a stretch for him and Ken to teach at a different level, right? So, and to make it understandable and easy and quick for people to understand. Normally they can wax on, hypothetical and, up in the clouds and make all kinds of different kind of, allusions to how you get to the prize. But I wanted to make sure they got it quick and easy and understandable in this one. So they worked really hard on that, trying to make that happen for me.
And the other good news, somewhere I saw, maybe a little while back, that you got some financial sponsors, because I know that was something you were really trying to get, right?
Yeah, no, that's money makes the world go round. Unfortunately, we're not as big as MTWCT, but we are struggling to make so that we can have our award banquet in the spring and have camps during the summer, and buy the magazine and all the resources that we buy in order to get out to the teachers. And so, yeah, that was difficult, but we did get a couple of them just recently. And of course, that allowed me to be in Arizona and be able to do the things that we're doing, and bring back all the resources that I've got from that meeting. So what we still need more of that if we're going to be February is coming pretty quick. And so that's when we have to decide what weeks we're going to be able to purchase camps to be able to have camps across the state. Normally the lovely thing about AFA is it's very inexpensive. And so when I do buy a week, I'm able to do it in multiple locations at the same time. So that's always really nice. But yeah, we need financial support for sure. We are a 501(c), so it is tax deductible. And so if any company or individual is wanting to do that, they can easily go to our website, MICyberpatriot.com, and become a sponsor. Many different levels of sponsorship available so that you can get your company logo and things like that on our page. We also have always a need for professionals to do volunteer work as well. So those folks that want to help these teachers and help these students learn about cybersecurity and be able to have real world experience and be able to actually talk to these people who are professionals in the area, right? So they can actually say, well, what's a day in the life like for, an analyst? What is it like in your job when you're, a cybersecurity warrior out there in the real world? And so that's really important too, as they're planning their careers.
The other thing too now is if a school wants to sponsor a team, it's pretty inexpensive, isn't it?
It is, and that's the reason that I back this. There are many other competitions out there. In fact, there's one springing up all the time. But the reason that I have Cyber Patriot as the thing that I'm sponsoring or that I'm trying to make happen in Michigan is because it is so inexpensive. So for a team to play from October until March, it's $225, and they have these virtual competitions each month. They theoretically can actually play and be involved in the game year round, because the minute one season ends, you can sign up for the next season, and then they start practicing with practice images. So they really can go year round for that $225 at a high school. All girl team is free. A Title I school is free, and then middle school is only $185 for the whole season. So it is very inexpensive. You only need theoretically, you need 3 computers: one for the Windows iteration, one for the Linux, and one for to do some research on the internet. So when they get stumped, they can go ahead and go out there and do some research. So it really is an inexpensive thing to do. But again, we have to get as many resources as we can in the teachers' hands, because they're the ones doing the heavy lift out there trying to bring cybersecurity to the kids in school.
Okay, and so now you've got everybody all interested in finding out more. How do they do that?
So if they can go to my website, it's MICyberPatriot, all one word, .com. And request information. You can easily go right straight to PayPal charity by pressing on the button that says donate here. You can email me. You can see all the different things that we're doing, all kinds of pictures, and all of the sponsors that are all up there, and get involved. We are definitely pushing real hard to go to nationals. So our coaches are all working together to try to get there. So we could use all the help we can get from other Michigan folks.